Hello, Guardians, and welcome to Destiny Reset episode 108. This podcast is about anything and everything related to Destiny the game. If you love playing Destiny as much as we do, you're in the right place. This reset, our resident Titan has returned, and we welcome our new friend JoggingZombies to the show as we talk about the changes coming to the Destiny 2 beta, excitement for the newly teased weapons, and discuss our love for the new Arcstrider subclass. Hello, Guardians, and welcome. It's AER0KNIGHT. Yes, I'm here. And CyborgSasquatch. What's up, dude?
Welcome back. You're not dead.
No, I'm not. I heard you you last week. I listened, man, it's been great. I like listening to the show. Like, I'm actually catching up. You know, I was a little behind on news, and I heard you last week. You're like, he's coming back, guys. He's coming back. I'm like,
well,
yes,
there were conspiracies swirling.
That blue
might have had you killed.
Oh, well, he was on both that I didn't make it to. So but I'm back.
It's good to have you back, man. It's
great to be.
We
back.
had a great time the past couple weeks, but it's just not the same without you.
Great episodes. I missed you, but I gotta say, man, like cruising, listening to Destiny Reset, and like it all being fresh. Like I didn't actually experience the episode. Like it's very interesting. It's a good podcast.
It is unique. It's not a bad show if we don't say so ourselves.
Right. How have you been, dude?
I'm much better now, but good. It's been, August is shaping up to be a super busy month, believe it or not. Just getting ready for Destiny 2 and all the stuff in the community that's going on, and then streaming and everything. I'm like just every day, every night, just on the grind, man. So it's been fun.
Yep.
Just keeping.
I gotta say, congratulations, by the way, Mr. Twitch affiliate.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's a small step.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Towards where we want to be, but it was fun to get that.
Very cool. You've been streaming it up.
Yeah, thank you to everybody that subbed and thrown some biddies at me this week. I appreciate it. Appreciate the support.
Very cool.
Well, we got to say we got a great guest on this week. Want to welcome to the show a new friend of ours, Mr. JoggingZombies. How you doing, man?
Good. How are y'all? Glad to be here.
Doing great.
Yeah,
thanks for coming
on.
Glad
to have you.
I've been trying to get you, to make sure we got you on the show soon. We actually met at the DRE event, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. We were all
crazy event that was.
Yeah, everybody was excited. We're all standing in line waiting for our lanyards and credentials so we could get in, and so we were like, "Oh, let's talk to people." And
who's this guy? Looks like Michael Cera.
That's not what I think, but now that you mention it,
yeah, oh god, I hear it all the time, man.
That's a new one. Now you can't. That's one of those things you can't unsee.
Absolutely. Someone will be like, "You know who you look like?" And immediately I'm like, "Yep, just spare me, please."
Heard it. Yep. Well, see, I always get the guy that plays in Breaking Bad. What's his name? Now I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I forget
Saul?
too. I've seen them reference that for you.
I'll look it up. But I don't get it as much anymore because I grew my hair back out. But I used to
like resemblance wise?
Yeah. What I used to
Jesse
have my
or
head.
Whatever?
Yeah, Jesse, the guy that plays Jesse. I used to have my head shaved, so apparently I look a lot like him. Yeah.
That's great. I can.
You know what else you can't unsee? Have we mentioned this before? Complete tangent.
What's that?
The arrow and the FedEx logo.
Oh, I know, dude. Once you see it, cannot.
I'm sorry.
Go
when you said you can't unsee, I instantly thought of that.
Jogging's like,
no,
we're talking to people with the FedEx logo.
Yeah.
Anybody that doesn't know, pull up the FedEx logo right now.
Look
and
at the
for
E and
arrow.
the X and look at it, man.
Oh no, I cannot unsee the things that I've seen. Oh, I gotta go to the restroom.
My eyes.
I'm just kidding.
That's another.
Man.
Okay,
well,
sorry.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, man, so all our listeners can get familiar with you. Just tell us who you are, what you do.
Absolutely. Well, first off, my name's JoggingZombies. I like long walks on the beach. I hate sticky grenades. Main game I play, obviously, is Destiny. That is home, where I will always go back to, but obviously due to recent events, we like to play different games like PUBG and Lawbreakers and Zelda and pretty much anything you can name. It's been great.
Keeping it fresh.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Keeping the people on
That's
their
understandable.
toes.
Yeah. So what is it that originally brought you into gaming? Where does your gaming career start?
It started when I was a wee lad. So I have an older brother who's about 3 years older than me. He was always kind of into gaming, and naturally that's a way to kind of bond with your brother. And it was a great way for us to connect, and my parents were always open to it. It wasn't like, you're not allowed to play video games ever. So it was really cool that they were accepting of it and, letting us have that opportunity. And obviously as you grow up, brothers will be brothers, and we became more and more competitive, especially when the Halo days came around. I have so many fond memories of going to my older brother's friend's house, and we would have Halo and Halo 2 LAN parties. Some of my greatest memories in gaming, honestly. But that was kind of what brought me in. It's just been great ever since.
The question we always ask is, what console was your entry level into gaming? Was it?
What was console? Your first? What was your first console? Or was it a PC? That's a answer.
Oh gosh, a PC at the age of 5, just killing it. No, I believe it was
this gives the listeners an idea of your age.
Yeah, 23. Just throwing it out there. Get that out.
I'm gonna guess it wasn't regular Nintendo then.
No, it was SNES, I think.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Okay, that's close.
And then N64 was the main kind of console, and GameCube had some hits. Xbox from then on.
GameCube.
Okay.
Had a couple like PlayStation games, but mainly SNES and N64.
Oh yeah, 64.
And Game Boy, of course. Can't forget Game Boy. Oh, GoldenEye. Ooh.
Yep.
Redefining the game.
Yep. Those C buttons.
You mentioned
Those
Halo.
C buttons.
What is your favorite Halo that you played? Do you have a favorite?
The one I played the most was 3.
Okay.
The one I think that was the most significant was 2. Obviously, CE was a classic.
There was just a fun vibe about 3.
Absolutely,
3 was just a good time.
And that's when I played the most, because all my friends would play custom games. I do ranked. It's at the point where I started actually knowing how to use my thumbs more efficiently. So it's like, hey, I'm actually somewhat decent at video games. Who thought? So
you get that as you get older. That dexterity.
What, sir, brought you to Destiny?
Well, obviously, as you could guess, I was a big Bungie fan, and I heard through the grapevine that they were creating a new game, and I was like, you know what? I'll give this a whirl. I've always loved Bungie, loved their work, and I played it day one and fell in love with it on the first day. I think one of the most memorable things that kind of hooked me was the first time you land on the moon, and I just had this really surreal experience of like, wow, this is like how space traveling and like just the state of this game is. And obviously we have memories of year one Destiny loot caves and all of that greatness, but I'd say definitely just being a Halo fan is what brought me in.
You know, it's funny, we get that a lot, including ourselves. We kind of don't take a second to think about that. What we all just jumped right into Destiny because of Bungie. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
It's something pretty big for Bungie, right?
Yeah, they've got a good pedigree,
sure.
Yeah.
What they do with their communities is just amazing. And they're kind of trendsetters for that, being more personal, community-driven people out there from the get-go. Obviously,
they love us no matter what, even through all that.
Even through all the Bungie forum hate.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I've realized over the past couple of years, I've started to realize how good we have it because, I'll follow other games and community managers and developers and stuff, and I realized just how very, very much Bungie does and involves the community in, and how much they extend and how much information they provide. That still no one else in the industry does what they do. And
it's easy to take for granted.
Oh,
absolutely.
Definitely.
And I think a lot of us do at times, but something always brings us back.
It happens.
Makes us realize, wow, these guys really know what they're doing with the community.
Yeah, no doubt. They have a great culture, I think. Anything like that starts internally, so I think it says a lot about their internal culture as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well, in Destiny, what has been your go-to class? What would we call you? Are you a hunter? That's
I'm
what
just
my
gonna
intuition says.
trigger a lot of people and be like, "Well, I play all three." My first class was Warlock on Destiny 1 when I first started, and I love the.
I like to hear that it was your first class.
Yeah. Let me.
It's not your last.
Let me finish. Yeah. So, I'll tell you right now, Titan's my least favorite. Sorry.
Ouch.
Yep. I
Ouch,
just
man.
said it.
We did bring on a hunter. What in the heck? All right, we need to end this.
All right, so that's the end of the
count
show.
It down.
Nice to have you on. Don't
Yeah,
call us. We'll call you.
yeah, I played Voidwalker throughout most of year 1, and then popped out the Hunter. I was like, this is so much fun. And then I got Night Stalker, and I could not stop playing it.
Night Stalker's so great.
Night Stalker's super fun.
And now, originally, I was like, oh, God, why would I ever play Pole Dancer in D2? And now it's my favorite class, and I hate myself for it, but...
Dude, I'm glad you said it
Dropping those
because
combos.
I had a really great time playing Arc Strider in the beta.
Yeah. Of course, everyone was like, oh, this is not good. And then people were like, no, you need to learn your combos. But then people are like, it doesn't matter if your combos are learned, like you know how to use them. It's still kind of not where it needs to be. And I don't know. We'll see what they do with the PC beta. But it feels really satisfying to get like those double or triples or team wipes with that pole of justice.
Yeah, some people didn't realize that you get the Hunter dodge during your super like as much as you want.
Oh yeah, the infinite roll.
Yeah,
So nice.
which is great if you can use it properly.
Absolutely.
You know? But if you don't know you even have that, then you're gonna get wrecked.
The first time I popped it, I was like, I'm so slow.
Yeah,
Help.
yeah.
It's bad.
My take was it was definitely kind of similar to Blade Dancer. It is a super that you want to pop in like close quarters.
Absolutely.
It's not something you want to be like, 100 yards away from somebody to, pop your super and run to them.
And that's just the state of supers in D2 though. It's way more tactical. You really got to think about when you're popping it, who's around you, when's the ideal time. And of course, some of those things are just, you can't calculate it, but it makes it more interesting. It definitely makes it there's more depth to the game.
That's definitely different than D1. I mean,
Absolutely.
the Blade Dancer had so many different identities alone. I used to plan on running across the map with that super, and then it changed. And yeah, you're exactly right with Destiny 2. It's more calculated super usage. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But playing as the Flash, if you're Striker, was pretty
Pretty
awesome.
I
It
played on
really
the
was.
Sentinel for like 3-4 games, and then I switched to Striker, and I don't know that I switched back.
Yeah,
I'll probably
it's
play
unbelievable.
Sentinel just to get
I
the
want to spend more
bottom
time with
part,
Sentinel.
because you can throw
Yeah.
2 different shields, and that is enough for me to be like, all right, I could see me being Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that Striker though.
That's Striker though.
Like the last probably 3 or 4 days, maybe like the last 3 days of the beta, I had created a Titan because I wanted to spend some time on the Striker, and I just played that for the next 3 days. I never played anything else. It was like,
That's
Dude,
how I
and
was
then,
with
like,
Arc Strider.
the round ends and you still have your super and you do that sweet kneel that they had in the game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This like lightning flash striker.
Yeah.
Looks so cool, dude.
It's great. Yep,
Okay.
lots to look forward to. So great. So we're not going to pin down that you're a specific class though, but it sounded like you're mostly a hunter now.
Yeah, mostly Hunter, and then obviously rocking.
Yeah.
My favorite weapon is, for those of you that do know me, which is probably like 2 people, I started off stream kind of as like helping people with trials, and I would help people with just the NLB sidearm. And this is well before it became the meta, okay? So everyone take a deep
Nice.
breath. So it was really, well, no, Hovey, but I'll act like it was all me. Oh yeah, I established the meta well before it was the meta. It's whatever.
I am the meta.
But yeah, NLB sidearm, like I started playing with it as soon as sidearms came out, like that combination, but started actually trying to use it to help people go flawless in trials right whenever trials launched in Rise of Iron. since then, pretty much ran it the whole time. And then I dropped it when it became meta, actually. It was really funny. Can't use this anymore.
Yeah, you were cool before it was cool.
Yeah.
So you're like a hipster guardian.
I guess, when it comes to weapons.
Well, you and AER0KNIGHT should get along great, because NLB that's his baby.
Oh, man. I used it way back before, too, dude. So
yeah.
I'm with you.
That quote, it's, what is it? You die a hero, live long enough to become the villain.
There you go.
That's us.
Yep.
So you mentioned streaming. Where'd you get started with streaming, man? What was your motivation to get into the Twitch directory?
Honestly, I didn't even know about Twitch until around halfway through like the first year of Destiny. I had barely seen it from like someone playing Pokemon, I don't even know, on YouTube, and they're like, hey, follow me on Twitch, and their like little title, and so I clicked it. I was like, what is this weird site? But I started watching some popular streamers around House of Wolves time, and I was like no life in the game at this point, so it was kind of like, I think I'm somewhat funny and somewhat good at games, and I found out I'm not at either, but I was like, might as well give this a whirl. And I kind of, really, the driving force behind it was community. And I've always had a very welcoming community, whether it's my friends, the people I grew up with, the people I met in college. Community was always very pivotal and one of the main focuses in my life. And I figured, why could I not try to have an awesome community online with the people that I play video games with? And so that was kind of one of the main driving forces. And I mean, here we are now.
There you go.
Nice. Very nice.
So what can people expect from your stream now and then going into Destiny 2?
A lot of silliness and a lot of me laughing at my own jokes. And
sounds strangely
that's
familiar.
About it.
We've stopped by. We've experienced this.
Yes, you're like, oh great, Zombies is laughing at himself again. But yeah, pretty much, honestly, I love being competitive. Expect me to act like a fool a lot. It's a very laid back time, and I'm very interactive with my community, our community. So come say hi.
Very cool.
I will say hi back.
That's awesome. Good vibes. It's always a good thing. Well, we have a random question for you if you're ready.
I'm ready. I already have everything written down, my synopsis.
This is kind of this is like turned into a
hot topic,
Destiny-wide community thing, but this is like using NLB a year ago. Like, we've been talking about this for a while in the Derp fan.
It's too long, really.
Yeah.
If you don't have an answer for it by now, you just haven't been paying attention.
You're under a rock.
Pineapple on your pizza or no, sir?
All right, get ready for this. It is a yes and no answer.
Oh, that can create some controversy.
Yeah, I know. I told you I'm a very controversial person. I think it is okay. It is acceptable if you're getting like takeout pizza, like Domino's or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's not high grade pizza. And first off, all pizza is good pizza, but obviously there are different tiers. So
right. It's amazing
we're talking
how many different kinds of good pizza there can be, really. I think
absolutely.
About that. It's kind of crazy.
You're like, I want the greasiest pizza in the world and it's still good, or you want that classic New York experience or what have you. But anyways, if you get like Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's, whatever, you name it, you can put pineapples on it and it's acceptable in my book. If you go to a nice place where they serve legitimate pizza, they're known for their pizza, if you put pineapple on that, it's like putting barbecue sauce on a fillet.
Or asking for steak sauce at a really nice restaurant.
Right.
A steak.
Yeah, you're like, are you serious?
Oh, that's interesting. So basically what you're saying is, so everybody gets it, is that if it's crappy pizza, go ahead, throw some pineapple on there. No, I'm just kidding. I know.
Yeah. I mean, kind of.
Feel it. You know what, though? You made me realize, okay, we went on a phase with Papa John's. Like, Papa John's can be some really good pizza, but it's
and now they don't.
It's a sweet pizza. I don't eat it much anymore, but I could see pineapple being on some Papa John's, like, because they've got like
their crust has a little bit of a
the crust has got a little sweetness,
sauce and their crust, everything about it, yeah.
All right,
you go.
give it
That's
a
a
whirl,
good point.
people. The pineapple haters of the world. There's a challenge for you. Papa
you go.
John's.
Funny,
Honestly, though, I
funny
think
thing about Papa John's, I was reading this the other day, and Papa John's is all about better ingredients, better pizza.
Better
right? That's their
pizza.
slogan. Did
Papa
you know
John's.
that among the pizza chains, the chain that uses the highest quality mozzarella cheese is Little Caesars?
I knew you were
Oh,
going
wow,
to say
dude.
that. That
Yep.
is hilarious.
I picked up a Little Caesars tonight, man. $5.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
$5.
Papa John's and Pizza Hut, I think, use some of the cheapest mozzarella cheese available.
Wow.
From
If you
their
haven't
providers.
bought the $5 pizza from Little Caesars and just like spent a whole night playing video games and devouring a whole pizza by yourself, you haven't
not
been
a
a gamer
gamer.
before.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
That
Dude,
cheesy bread
I'm
too,
not
man.
kidding. I picked up a Little Caesars on the way home today. Like it's
There you
that's
go.
that's the thing. Like that's what I was saying earlier. There's so many different like tiers of pizza, and they all are good in their own way. Like Little Caesars is $5.
Exactly.
It's a pepperoni, but it tastes a little different than every other pizza you can get, and it's $5, so that makes it taste even better.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah,
No doubt.
it's a good point.
Well, I'm glad you could tell us a little bit about yourself. And now I think it's time for a couple announcements, right? Got a couple little things to talk about.
We do. Dude, like, I mean, you posted the 10,000 word essay.
Oh my God, dude.
If you want to reference that essay here, Mr. Cyborg.
All right. All right. First thing, most importantly, if you are a member of the Derp Fam and you are a part of our clan system, or you are, are a member of the Derp Fam and have been interested in becoming a part of the clan system, we finally hashed out our plan moving forward into Destiny 2.
Ooh.
The details are a little expansive to talk about in depth on the show. So what I'd like to do is direct everyone, if you've been in one of our clans in the past in Destiny 1, or you're an active member currently in the Derp Fam in the Discord, and you would like to sign up for membership into the clans in Destiny 2, go to the Discord, look under the announcements section, or you can go to the Bungie.net group, and I think AER0KNIGHT, didn't you cross-post all that information there? Yeah.
Yes.
So go check that out. Really important key information you want to know. Signups are open for our existing membership through the 18th. So you're going to be hearing this on the 15th. So that gives you 3 or 4 days to go explore those options, decide where you want to be. Right now, signups are just internal. So if you're, a fan of the show and you're looking towards Destiny 2 and looking where you might want to be in a clan and you're thinking about joining, I think we'll probably have another open period, possibly like after the 23rd when the changes take place. Possibly, I would say like the week of the 28th or somewhere in there. But we're going to make sure we get all of our existing membership squared away first. So stay tuned if you're looking to join us into Destiny 2. We definitely would love to have you, and we'll welcome you in with arms wide open. So
Yeah. We're trying to set in some nice
Set you up.
concrete clan, a nice foundation here. We're trying to
Absolutely.
do it in layers so that it's hopefully nice and clean. And if you guys go read this after you hear this, it looks like a lot of words, but it really isn't too complicated. It's not too bad.
We
Yeah.
just tried
Clan
to think about
integration
how
is a
everything's going to
game
work and the
changer.
changes that we have to make because of the changes to clans moving forward. So things
Big
are going
changes.
to be a little bit different, but once it gets settled in,
It'd be great.
it'll be familiar.
It will be great.
Yes. What's this next announcement we got here? What is this, Aaron?
Dude, we had a couple Derp Fam members decide they wanted to give away their Union of Light code they've had.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yes. So we have two
Nice
codes.
guys.
Yes.
nice.
Snatching Panda and JH Sweeps, awesome Derp Fam members, have provided us their codes. You can go to bungie.net/redeem. We will do something, I think, very similar to what we did with the couple Destiny 2 beta codes. Not right now, but shortly. We'll randomly read one of these off.
Sometime during the show, so listen up. And stay
Yes.
tuned.
We have 2. Thank you, Snatching Panda and JH Sweeps. We appreciate it. The Dirt
Real
Fan, thanks
MVPs
you.
right there.
Yeah, those are like hard to come by too.
Yeah,
so.
really hard.
Super
Snatching
sweet.
Panda. Look
Yeah.
at him.
This
Union of
one.
Light. Actually, I think I might have
Oh, wait.
a Union of Light code to give away. I don't know. We'll find out.
I think, hold on,
Oh,
wait.
snaps.
Do you really, Jogging? It looks like you're copying and pasting one of these codes. Are you trying to use one of these codes right now, dude?
Just tweeting it right now.
No,
Hold on,
he's
give me a
not.
sec.
He's not really doing that.
If one of these codes are inactive, it might have been because of JoggingZombies.
We'll tell you how to
Who's
get a hold of him
who's
at the end of
this
the show.
ZoggingZombies guy.
JoggingZombies. Speaking
My
of,
alter
where does
ego.
your username come from, man? Where'd you come up with that?
Let's see. Whenever Call of Duty, you all know, zombies came out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whenever you
Cyborg
would
Legends
play,
and
there was like a time period where you would go through rounds like 1 through 10, and the progression of the speed of the zombies would go up. But it was like, level 1, they're virtually crawling, just
Right.
asking to die. Like level 3 or 4, they're picking up their pace a little bit. But like shortly after that, they are full on running, just ready to devour anything they see. And there's not really much of a transition from walking to running. So I was like, where are the jogging zombies? And then it became a thing in my
that's good
head
stuff.
where
I
they
like
would
it.
have like, headband on, some short running shorts, half a leg. You know how it is.
I like it.
So
I've spent a lot of time in Call of Duty Zombies. A lot of time.
this is fun.
That was my jam.
I tried to play one recently with my brother because he's like, dude, it's so much fun. You got to play with me.
It's so
He's
different.
my younger brother.
Yeah.
You have to do like 82 different tasks just to get like part of the Easter. Well, not
I
even
know,
the Easter egg,
I
like
know.
a gun. And I'm like, can't I just kill
It
things?
got-
Give me a ray gun.
Yeah, it got a bit ridiculous.
Yeah,
I tried
very
to do I guess it was the most recent one, and I played a little bit, and somebody was explaining the Easter egg, and I'm like, "Are you serious? Like, is this real?"
Yeah, there's like
Too
a
intense.
Cthulhu one, and I'm like, you lost me.
Yeah.
What happened to zombies? Why am I fighting tentacle people?
That
What
is
was your-
something I did not dabble in much was
What was your
No.
favorite map?
zombies.
Ooh.
Mine was Mob of the Dead.
Mob of the Dead, really? The one in
That's-
the like... Oh, no,
in the
that's the
prison,
jail one,
dude.
correct? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
That is my
I
absolute
prefer...
favorite.
Honestly, what was it? Green Run. The one on the bus was so different. It was pretty unique. I played
Transit.
a lot of that. Transit.
Yeah.
And then Kino der Toten, the theater
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Played
yeah.
a lot of that one.
That was a good one. That's a classic right there.
Which one's the one
Nice,
in
man.
the like, not the mansion. It's like outside. This isn't helpful. I'm just going to stop talking.
No, it's okay. It's all right. I'm like asking you to recall some very specific information.
It's been so long. I think
I
the
know,
highest level
man.
I got to is like 43. I was like, I'm so good.
Well, dude, I got really excited when I saw they were putting out like a
new
standalone like remaster, and I was hoping they were just gonna do a game with all the maps, but then it didn't have like half the maps I wanted.
So
like
upsetting.
Der Rise and Mob of the Dead.
Yeah,
were
Der
on
Rise,
there,
that's what it
and
was.
Just like all those my favorite ones. Was like, I'm not buying this. This doesn't have any of
Did
the
you
stuff
see the
I
new
want.
one?
No.
Like the leaked trailer for it? It looks a lot darker and it looks pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. The one that's coming out with the World War II.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited
I might
to-
play it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping it kind of goes back to the original formula and
Yeah.
to an
go with what they
extent,
know.
you know. Yeah,
Mhm.
go with what worked. Like I don't need like armor frames in my Destiny, or in my zombies game.
Yeah, I don't need
you
to be
know?
scaling walls.
Right. I don't need Titanfall 2 Zombie Edition.
For real.
Like, jeez. Anyways, that was a tangent. Time for some news, guys. Are you ready for some news, dude?
Yeah, I'm ready for some news. I was gonna say if we wanted to plug our sponsor, Little Caesars, we could do that right now. Not really. Let's talk about some news.
Soon.
We do have a great sponsor that we could plug right now. Do you want to talk about Audible, man? We can
Yeah,
talk about
let's do
Audible.
it.
We haven't talked about
Let's do
Audible
it.
in a while. Audible.com is a site where you can listen to books in your ears via the spoken word. I use Audible every single day, and courtesy of Audible.com, we've got a special promo for our listeners. If you go to audibletrial.com/Destiny Reset, you can get a free 30-day trial that includes one free book. And whether you take the long-term membership or not, you always get to use that book. So it's a win-win. And there's some great stuff that you can listen to right now. There's a ton of the new Star Wars Expanded Universe books that are out right now on Audible that you could listen to. There's The Dark Tower, which I'm listening to right now on Audible. What are you listening to right now, AER0KNIGHT? Did you finish your book you told me about last time about how to be a successful YouTuber?
Actually, I did finish that one. Really good. I recommend it.
Tell me one thing you learned that I could use.
Well, it focused a lot on it wasn't specifically YouTube. It was a lot about community stuff. And it talked a lot about just interacting with your community and asking questions. And, a lot of times you just, you can get obviously zoned into a game, but just, not being, not a lot of people are like this, but not being an elitist and, you have all the answers. It's more of, hey, let's learn some things together. Let's talk about this game. What do you do? What roles, classes do you run? What builds, yada, 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 all the way down to that kind of stuff. So that was really neat. A lot of it, I think I mentioned this on one episode. A lot of it was general stuff that typically people understand and know, but it was just neat, to get the little details of, oh yeah, that makes sense, how that could be perceived or how you could do this or how you could do that with your community. So it's pretty neat. But I'm reading right now, man, a book that I've had in my library for a little while. I'm listening, not reading. You guys have probably all heard of it. Extra Lives, Why Video Games Matter. Yeah, by Tom Bissell. It's been a little bit since I've listened to it, but I've been wanting to read this book for quite some time. So
I'll have to add that one to my library. I haven't listened to that one.
I'll keep you posted.
Awesome. So yeah, point being, there's a lot of great books, and you can get one for free. So go check it out this week if you're interested. That's audibletrial.com/Destiny Reset. And thank you, Audible, for being our sponsor for the show this week.
GG, Audible.
GG. All right, I guess now we can do some news, right?
Yes.
We paid our dues for the week. All right, first thing we need to get into is a very expansive This Week at Bungie. A lot to talk about here. They definitely dumped some knowledge on us, right?
Yeah.
You can say that.
To say the least.
Yeah, so they said this week at Bungie, we're gearing up for the last mile on the road to launch.
Getting so close.
They said, this is real life. So in a matter of weeks, Destiny 2 will be upon us. And Deej definitely relays that everybody is really, really excited. And let's see. First thing we saw here was the competitive multiplayer trailer. Did you guys check this out?
Oh, absolutely.
I saw it the moment the notification popped up on my phone. I get those every now and then with YouTube, not all the time, but sometimes. And it popped up and it's 1 minute ago, Destiny competitive multi. I'm like, okay, stop everything I'm doing.
That so fast.
What?
Yeah, it was amazing. But it's just so funny that people just find the small things to talk about. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, so let's talk about how people perceived it on Twitter, right? You can't have any fun without the Destiny community on Twitter finding some bone to pick. So the trailer is obviously, as all multiplayer trailers put out by Bungie are, really kinetic, fast-paced,
action-packed.
Michael Bay.
Some would say awesome.
Absolutely awesome, dude. Yeah, which got me really hyped. I watched this and I was like, this looks amazing. I can't wait. They highlighted all the different new supers. They showed a bunch of new guns.
Cool, man. That was cool how they did that.
Dude,
I
got most excited about the new guns.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's cool that they highlighted, like you said, the classes, because you know they are bringing in a completely new platform with PC. So they're like, you know what? Let's show them the ropes.
Yeah.
But it was just interesting, of course, because like you said, it's very action packed. And then, of course, Twitter being Twitter, they were worried that it was way too focused on supers, and they're like, this wasn't in the beta build. this is way too much super usage,
Yeah.
too much power ammo. And, you know, you got to take a step back and look at it and be like, are they really going to post a bunch of clips of them getting primary kills?
Right.
No.
No,
I mean,
not at
even
all.
coming from Arrow, who loves his super but doesn't mind seeing it a little less. Like, if you're watching a Destiny trailer, that's the game. It's supers. Like, that's what makes you feel like a superhero. You know what I mean? And that's what looks. I mean, that trailer, dude. Like, I feel like hype numbness. Like, I can't get any more hype.
Can't raise it.
We've reached maximum hype.
Yes.
The furnace is full of coal. But no, like, people were just complaining that they're like, this is nothing like the game we played. Like, of course it's not. It's a trailer. It's highlights.
Think about a movie trailer. Yeah.
It's a montage.
Yeah.
And it's finest, like, that's what it is. You're not going to see someone running across the map, getting a kill with a primary, reloading, and then moving to capture the flag. You know,
I'm concerned that this is going to be false advertising and players are going to play this and be real disappointed. Get real, dude. Like,
I mean, it's like on our beta episode, we gave plenty of constructive feedback.
Yeah.
When we watch a Destiny 2 competitive multiplayer trailer, I just want to be excited.
I just want to pop popcorn. Okay.
Yep.
Like, sit back and enjoy. So that being said, I think we're all on the same page that we're super excited about this, and it looked really
They gave us
cool.
a lot of teases too, man. Yeah, everything.
Dude, all right. Can we talk about the weapons for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Dive in.
First of all, that black hole void portal gun. Did you guys catch that?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know I did.
It's
It
like
Crazy.
Dude, we were talking this week in Discord, like, which they mentioned it in here about, I forget where it's at, but about how many, it might have been right off the start, how many things that, we've held back so many surprises for your experience on your own journey. Like, there's so many things like that, even down to that gun that we just have yet to experience.
No idea.
Yeah. There was a pretty cool looking shotgun that looked like it kind of shot electric bolts and then disintegrated the dude, kind of like Trespasser might.
Trespasser.
Or Dreg's Promise. That looked pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They showed off that one heavy that kind of puts a barrage of energy on. There's like a loose name that people have affixed to it. I can't remember.
Oh, the one
the
that
dubious volley.
is like from the dubious volley.
Yeah, that looked pretty
thing
cool.
Looks crazy.
I know.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I'm
just
kind of just like playing it back right now.
Yeah, I'm actually watching it right now as well.
I think that we forget after like getting some exotics that were like not always so awesome over the years. Like, we forget how good Bungie is at weapon design and at making cool stuff like this. And I'm so excited to have just a brand new slew of just amazing weapons to play with. Like,
when an exotic feels truly exotic, it really just opens up the game. And it looks like a lot of these guns are very unique in their own way. I'm
very
excited
likely
for
to
that.
be exotics, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. And then also, I didn't even catch this, but I saw later on Twitter some people caught some screen caps of Guardians in the trailer wearing gear that looks spot on for some existing exotic gear in Destiny 1. Did you guys catch that?
No, I did not.
So there's a screen grab of a Warlock wearing Starfire Protocol.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
And another screen grab of a Titan wearing the Tychonaut helmet.
Oh.
So,
Sorry.
Where's my garrison?
yeah.
Where's my garrison? You know what was great about the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
The emote at the end with the hunter.
Oh, man, dude.
Oh.
That was great. Everybody's like, I must have this. It was pretty funny. And then somebody tweeted, it might have been Fallout. They were like,
It was Fallout.
Ghost
Fallout.
Bullets
Yeah.
confirmed Destiny 2.
Yeah, that was great.
It was a good one.
Great.
But yeah, so that's an interesting tidbit there. If they are in fact Destiny 1 exotics being brought forward, what that could mean. You know, we could see the return of some stuff, or if they just reused the assets for legendary gear. I mean, I guess that could be possible. But I think, of course,
They could also go on.
No, go ahead.
They could also revamp the way they work, just like they did for the subclasses, potentially, you know.
Well, they did that for the Taken King, remember?
Yep.
They redid some exotics and how they worked and stuff, some of the old ones, which I'm down for. I think it'd be cool.
So y'all would be okay to have exotics that were in the first year?
I think so. If it wasn't a large number, like let's say we've got 20 exotics, if 10 of them were year one exotics, I might be a little disappointed. But if we just see a handful and then over time, if they build some more in, like I'd be okay with it because it's not like those things cease to exist in the universe, right?
Yeah.
They were just blasted a ways from the tower and
right.
they were okay.
Gone forever. Gotta use that Vex time
true.
travel at that point.
No, but I mean, like there's some that are okay. You know, they were blasted at a distance and they landed on the ground completely intact.
Yeah.
And they're fine.
Together.
We just gotta go find them.
Yeah. There you go.
I think they have to be very careful on which ones they bring back if they do bring them back, because that's just such a. It's like playing with fire. I'm kind of on the fence about it, but I'm trusting their judgment at this point.
You're talking more of like a balance issue type thing, because I mean, you know, the instant response is recycling old content, which
and I'm not worried.
You know,
about
hints
that.
of that here and there, like hints of that here and there doesn't bother me at all. Like I love to see like callbacks, but
it's kind of like what they did for Rise of Iron, where they kind of put a lot of emphasis on nostalgia for those year one players. Mm-hmm. They brought back those year one guns. They're like, we're gonna kind of make you feel the way you felt in Destiny 1. We're going to bring back some of the little pieces of your life, of your Guardian back then. So I think it's okay to do that, because to completely eradicate all like memories of the game that you put 3 years into would kind of suck. So
yeah, it's not like I don't ever want to see that stuff again. So
absolutely.
Yeah. One other weapon I noticed that looked pretty cool was they had I think a hunter wielding basically like a Colt revolver, like looked like a serious, like, you know, current or 1900 era, like revolver, like looked pretty cool. I'd have to grab the screen
Is
cap
that
to
like
show
31
you.
seconds?
I think so.
32 seconds.
He like melees or uses a super or something, and then he whips it out.
Let me go to that
before he jumps into a portal. I'd have to find it, but looked pretty cool. So a lot of interesting stuff to look forward to. I love the teases. They've definitely tantalized my senses, and can't wait to see what cool weapons we get. So,
dude, I think we're gonna be blown away with how much we haven't seen. I really hope that's the case, because they've hinted at it several times, and I'm really glad that they've done that.
Terminology: delight and surprise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to be delighted.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool, man.
So much delight. Afternoon delight.
Right.
I mean, there's an art to what they've done. Like, they've shown us so much, but it's all
so
been
little.
just like on the surface. Yeah. I can't, dude. Well, one of the things that I'm most excited about is just experiencing that new map and patrol area, like almost like I'm playing an RPG, dude. You know. And there's gonna be so much stuff to find. Okay, I'm sorry. Move on.
No. It's funny you bring that up, because like, when they showed that IGN video of like patrolling and how it's just going to be completely different now and fleshed open for what it should be, I got super excited, because I played Breath of the Wild recently. Also, just so you know, one of my favorite gaming experiences I've ever had. That's how good it was. What they did well is that they made an open world game, but you didn't feel like contained by all of the side objectives that are on your map. It was all about exploration, and the fact that when you watch the IGN video and like they mention like it's all about exploring and like finding new things, that got me so excited to actually see that in a game that has so much lore and there's so much to tell and so much to see. It gets me very excited.
It's gonna be weird to walk up to an NPC out in patrol.
I know.
It's just gonna be strange. And interact with them. And then they've also, like, I've gotten the like vibe a little bit a couple times. They've mentioned, like, it seems like and recently they said it again, but when you beat the story, like it seems like things are even going to go like another level. Like,
it opens it up, is what it said.
Yeah. So, okay. All right.
Really, really quick.
Right.
Did you see choo choo? Really, really quick. Did you see in the at the reveal event, when they were showing a bunch of stuff, they were showing, it was like, I don't remember exactly what they were talking about. It might have been patrols, lost sectors. They quickly flashed over to an NPC. He actually had a No Land Beyond in his hand. I don't know if you noticed that.
I saw that.
Skeptical as far as balancing, but just
the
fact that it's in the game, so cool.
Yeah, man. That's huge. Just those little details.
Just love MLB.
All right. So overall, awesome trailer. Great stuff to look forward to. Moving on, we got some news from Crucible design lead Lars Bakken, giving us some information on the PC beta. Which is coming up pretty soon.
Wait.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yep.
It's going to be great. And essentially, as they've gone through, they've explained we are going to play a much more recent build of the game, which is what we were kind of hoping and predicting. So he says, during the console beta, we learned a lot from the players who entered the Crucible. Some of these learnings will be on display in the PC beta. Our core goals haven't changed. We still want to serve all players who love the thrill of competition with fair and fun matches. We have, however, done a bit of work under the hood. So they explained some changes they've made to quick play and competitive matchmaking, and they are going to have those tuned separately as promised in the PC beta. What was that, Jogging?
Oh, I just said thank goodness.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so
it really
I think the main changes will be in quick play you're gonna be matched a lot quicker. And it's going to have less emphasis on skill. Still have some emphasis, but a lot less. And then they did make some changes to control, which I think are some positive changes. They extended the winning score to 100 from 75. And then they said they extended the trigger for the mercy rule, so it won't come into play as often. And the goal of this is to allow more time to play and more use of your abilities. Which I think was a big complaint, like people essentially finishing control matches and never have seen their super wasn't always that fun, you know?
Dude, I thought of blue when I read this. Every now and then I have those like cringe moments when I'm reading the TWAB, like I do that like emoji face and I'm like, did he really just put in parentheses some guardians weren't even able to charge their super?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, people are reading this.
They're aware of it.
Hey, that's me. Yeah.
It's cool though. It's good.
It needed to happen. Like they said, it got to the point where like either you were playing so well you wouldn't get a super for sure, or you would get your super when the score was like 70 to like 50 or whatever. And so then it's just like a super spree at that point and ends up looking like a game of mayhem the last minute of the game. So I'm really glad they actually made it longer. So now you can actually choose when to use it instead of like, the game's almost over. Use your super. Hurry.
Yeah.
And I'm curious.
I'm wanting to see what the PC play feels like.
Yeah, I'm curious if they messed with the timer or not, because they don't mention that. Because the control matches were 8 minutes as opposed to 12 in Destiny 1. So I'm curious if they just changed the score or if they put more time into the match. Like, I think if they put maybe 2 more minutes on the clock, it might improve things.
Yeah.
Did you feel as though you were fighting against the clock in a lot of games? Or against the
Not
score?
myself, not particularly, but
okay. I'm just curious.
Some people might have, I think. And I'm just thinking about charge times on abilities and different stuff like that too. Or if you've got like a really close game. Of course. If you're going to have 25 more points, then, you've got to get to 100 that much faster. So, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out though. It'll be something to pay attention to. They mentioned competitive, what is it called? The competitive option. Matchmaking, whatever it is. Playlist is what I'm looking for. So matchmaking in competitive is going to take a little bit longer because they're trying to find players that are closer to you in skill, but also have a good connection. So you may sit there longer, but you'll have a more quality match. And they also made improvements to the way they calculate your skill level and countdown. They said to better reflect how you will perform against your opponents.
I wonder what they're changing there.
Yeah, it's tough to say.
Yeah, it's like so much of a tease for me. I'm like, what are you testing?
Is it going to be more based on kills? Is it going to be more based on objective completions, stuff like that. It's hard to know. That's something that's always been a mystery in Destiny 1 is how they calculate your skill ratings. Because they don't have any term or any public display of what that is.
Nope.
It's always pretty controversial. All right, next up, we heard from Sandbox designer Josh Hamrick, who talked about some of the sandbox changes. And we were talking a little bit about this before the show, Jogging, and you had you had mentioned you gave some really detailed notes on the beta, and you were interested on how this kind of stacked up against some of your pointers. You want to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got to play like well over 60 hours of the beta.
Oh, wow.
I think the first day I played 14 hours straight. Crazy. It was, I'm telling you, dude, I loved it. Of course, overall it was a great beta, and a lot of people needed to realize a beta is a beta. I feel like nowadays companies make betas, but they're pretty much just finished game. They just want to like have people play with it. Whereas, Bungie going forward was like, this is a real beta. There will be issues. So obviously there are things that I 100% figured they would fix, like the infinite super glitch, the infinite grenade glitch, obviously. But, of course, these things need to be addressed. A lot of it, for my sake, was more so just tweaking PvP, and then obviously some PvE stuff, but they already, even a long time ago, adjusted the drop rate for power ammo in PvE. But, yeah, I mean, they increased damage for grenades in PvE and power ammo drops. They also globally reduced the time it takes to charge your super, which is really cool.
That was a big one.
Yeah, I'm glad they took notice of that.
That needed to be tweaked a bit. I thought they were doing grenades in PvP and PvE, but honestly, as great as PvP felt, the super change, as long as it needs to be subtle. There's a fine, like, there doesn't need to be much tweaking, but I think if they hit the sweet spot, the Crucible
I really hope they barely
ridiculous.
moved it, because of course people are like, someone tweeted, like, people are always complaining about super spams in D1, and now people want more supers, and I get that tweet because it's funny, but also like there is some truth to it. But if they just get it just right, it'll be perfect, because right now it's really good.
It's close,
but it just needs that little push,
just a little bit. And they're still far away from D1.
Yeah. I thought it was funny that
the other thing about the beta too is, like, listening to podcasts over the last couple weeks, is we got to remember too, like, a big chunk of the beta was to stress test their servers, and if it's functioning properly, and their new systems behind the scenes. So it's not, I honestly, and I don't know for sure, but in my mind, the game balance is very important to them, but right now they just want to make sure the game works.
Absolutely. And that's one thing I put in my notes, is that one of the more important things was, like you said, the servers. I don't know if y'all had a lot of experience with it, but I noticed I was getting shot behind walls. I noticed, there were still people glitching around. And granted, you didn't see it as much, but you also have to remember you didn't see it as much because there's way more people playing the D2 beta than people currently playing Destiny. Something to keep in mind. So much so to the point where I was like, this might be the exact same servers. And that really scared me, because if this game even hopes to be somewhat on a competitive level, like, I know how they always say, like, competitive Crucible, but they don't mean it in the terms of esports. But since they moved to PC, and since they've already catered it towards a more esport preference with 4v4 and all that stuff, and they said they were making a combination between, like, dedicated servers and not, I don't know, it was all weird. It kind of concerned me, Did y'all have any problems with it in the beta? With, like, shot registration, or the servers just feeling kind of not right?
I don't, not a ton, but
I
not overly.
Saw it.
Did you really?
Especially with super
getting shot around walls.
Hit registration.
Really? See, I just don't recall it a ton in my experience.
Coming around the corner and just dying instantly due to lag. Super hit registration a couple times.
Oh, so bad. Especially with Sentinel or Nova.
Yeah.
Sentinel shield, I hit someone like 3 times, and I was like, how? Like, you could hear the, like, dong.
Oh yeah.
Didn't take damage.
Man, I wish I could throw it back on and play it right now because I mean I put some time into it and nothing substantial enough to what you guys sound like right now.
And
I'm only being critical because I want it to be what it can be. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No salt involved. Just
not at all.
Maybe it's
pure
because I was a
observation.
striker.
Yeah, you're probably just really loving it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I did have a couple issues with like melee hit registration. Like,
yep,
I would punch somebody to finish them off, and I would even get the sound effect, be like, psh,
I do kind of remember that,
and then nothing would happen, you know, and then I would die, and I'm like, but why?
What? Yeah.
But that, I mean, like you said, it was a stress test, and there's going to be some things that they may have to shake out, and my hope is that those are things that they can correct,
tweak,
either in the network code or, you know, how. I'm not knowledgeable enough to know how they need to fix it, but
very carefully. That's how.
Yeah, very carefully. Don't break it, please.
Please.
But yeah, I think the overall changes that they're making are very positive. Definitely They're definitely responding to a lot of the major complaints that we saw. They mentioned the increased power ammo drops in PvE. That's great. You can basically get power ammo from any yellow bar. So that's pretty cool. You can kind of predict where you're going to get those things. And then they fixed a few bugs. People had noticed there was an infinite super glitch. There was a warlock glide. Yep, infinite grenades glitch, all that stuff that people found, those all got fixed. So
it's funny that the first 4 fixes in the category all have to do with the warlock.
Right?
Infinite super, warlock glitch. Well, of course, infinite super is all of them, but
yeah.
Warlock glide, infinite grenades on the warlock. Warlocks have same melee range. Because I know Fallout, shout out Fallout, posted a video of melee ranges, and warlocks still had a substantial.
Yeah, they were supposed to be even.
But that being said, whenever you use, what was the name of it? The Arc Strider, you do your Gambler's Dodge, your McCree roll, and then you melee. It increased the lunge by a lot to where it lined up with the Warlock normal melee. So now that the Warlock normal melee will be the same as the others, it'll have the farthest melee range. Of course, there will be others that probably have extensions of melee range, but I was running that with shotgun. So much fun. Holy crap.
Yeah, Arrow, you were feeling the shotgun, huh? You use that a lot?
Oh my goodness. Man,
and
I
the
use
fusion.
that shotgun a lot.
The fusion, I spent all my time with the fusion and the grenade launcher,
It's
dude.
too good. It's so powerful.
It was broken. It was so
shotgun
powerful.
just made me feel like I could confidently 1v2 or 1v3 because otherwise
why not otherwise a 1v4, Arrow?
You need your team. Yep. But it's nice though because there's only one guardian you had to worry about. You know, they got it.
Yeah.
That one guy. Yeah, I'm really glad they made it only one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good stuff. Well, moving on. It is the last weekend of Trials of Osiris. By the time you hear this, that will have come and gone. I know that we're planning on doing some trials this weekend ourselves. What about you, Jogging? You gonna jump in there, man?
Yeah, I'm going to jump right back into the Crucible. It's been a while. I'm going to try and play with some people I haven't been able to play with in a long time. What's funny is about a little over a year ago now, MTash and Deej and Cosmo all raided my stream when I was super, I had been streaming for maybe a month and I was just blown away. And so I was going to try and get some trials with them potentially. Potentially, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we've been in talks. And just maybe raid a small streamer after that, or a new streamer
there
just
you
because, payback for what they did for me.
Pay it forward,
what was the
right?
reasoning for them raiding you?
No idea. They were, being typical community managers, and they tweeted something out, we're looking for new streamers, new people that play this game that we all love. And so, I didn't know this. I'm just sitting here chilling in my stream, and all of a sudden, Cosmo_BNG comes into my chat, and I didn't notice who he was at first. And I was like, that's a cool name. There's There's no way.
Wait a second.
And so I was like, what do you think the trials map is going to be this week? And he's like, well, I'm not in control of that, you know? And I'm like, okay, this guy's either really making a good prank on me or I'm about to get blown away. And he's like, what would you do if this is the real Cosmo? And then I like check on my Twitter because I have a notification. It's like, we're in Jogging Zombie stream. Come hang out. And then all of a sudden I went from like, this is when I just started and I had like 2 viewers, just like me and Nightbot probably just chilling. You know how it is. And then all of a sudden there's like 150, 200 people.
Wow.
And like I'm relatively new to stream. I'm like trying not to like throw up. So then M Tash comes in there and he's like, yo, I'm going to rage you. And Boo. And it was crazy. It just goes to show
That's
how
awesome,
like,
man.
loving
Yeah.
this community is. So I'd love to be able to do that in some way, shape, or form to some other small streamer this year.
That's great.
That's really cool. Really cool.
But yeah, I'll
Love
hop
it.
back in, play some Trials of Styx Iris.
Childs of Six Stars.
I was playing a little before we started recording tonight.
How'd it go?
It's fun. I like trials. It's still small population, a little sweaty, but we had a couple really good cards.
What do
I
you
can't
guys-
wait
Like there
for
was
Destiny
so
2
much
and the
restraint.
population.
What do you guys think about the
It's
rotating
fun.
map?
Dude, it's awesome.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't know, but like we've only had a couple maps come up twice, and it's like we've played them all so much, like we know how we run them, so we just hit like autopilot when we load in. But
Yeah.
it's really cool. Like it's every single game is something different. I mean, it's neat. I like it.
Really like it. I was thinking they were either going to do that or Burning Shrine as a final send
Oh
off.
my
which
god, if they did
both are
Burning
great,
Shrine
but
again. It's like-
Yeah, dude.
They always do
Right.
Burning Shrine because
Yeah.
if they like screw up on map selection, the week after they're like, all right, we should probably reset with a good map that everyone loves. They're like, why not Burning Shrine? But
First light?
there's
Okay,
one-
next week it's Burning Shrine.
Exactly. There's one map that I've always wished they would have done that they didn't. And I feel like I'm probably the only person, but I suggest you go play it with some friends, 3v3 elimination and custom games, and see how you like it. But you know the map Vertigo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's actually, I think it's pretty fun for elimination, but
I do enjoy that map.
yeah, it's a fun map. Granted, I always play well on it, so maybe I'm biased.
Yeah,
I've
that's
never
like
done
me
it
at
for
Thieves Den.
elimination.
Thieves
Give it a
Den,
whirl.
man. I play well on that map too.
God, I hate
A lot of people
Thieves Den
don't.
so much.
Exodus Blue. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my map.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
like it.
favorite right there. Favorite map in the game.
Exodus Blue.
Yep.
It's so good.
It's my jam. Probably my top 2 most hated maps would be Thieves Den and
Oh, God.
Twilight Gap, dude. Ugh.
What about that PlayStation exclusive?
Sector
I've played that a few
618.
times over
You
on
learn
PlayStation.
learn to how to play it. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's bad at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you figure out
Is
how
that
to
the
what lanes
circular
to
one?
use. No, that's the one that's like inside the
Inside
wall.
the cos. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
hate that one. Oh,
Yeah.
so bad.
It's
So
not
bad.
it's not very popular.
The other one, Icarus now too, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
the other
haven't played
PlayStation.
Icarus. I haven't been in that one.
Yeah.
PS4 exclusives. Don't get me started.
Here we
All
go.
right, let's go back to
Not
this,
this week.
Twa boys. What's up, Doc? It's time for Destiny Player Support to have their say this week. They talked a little bit of a Q&A about Destiny 2 PC security and third-party app compatibility. So obviously this has continued to be a hot topic concerning Destiny 2 on PC because they announced that they're going to have some limitations with third-party applications such as OBS, XSplit, Discord, etc., and how you can use those to interact with Destiny 2 on PC. So some important things that they pointed out that I was hoping might not be the case, but they did explain that the extent of these limitations are not just during the beta, it will be during the full PC release. I had even pointed out on Twitter, I'm like, but guys, it might just be for the beta. It's being a little too optimistic. They are going to have an in-game FPS counter, which I think is really important since we won't be able to have an external program doing that for us. So you can see how many frames per second you're hitting on your hardware. They mention, let's see, they are going to have the ability to specify a frame rate upper limit via a config file. that's important if you're trying to maximize your hardware. Let's see. So many different things here. They kind of retread some of the stuff about why they're doing this, and long and short is they're basically closing the code completely. There won't be any hooks in. The code of the game basically resists any code injection or hooks or anything like that to present cheating. And I think that they're trying to keep it pretty insular. So I don't know. I don't want to retread this too much because we talked about it a lot last week, but they did provide some clarification about how things are going to work. What was your opinion on this, Jogging?
Honestly, I think I might be one of the few that thinks it's really not a big deal. And I think they have the right mindset that this is their one big opportunity to make sure that when they come to PC, they don't screw up. Mm-hmm. And they're making sure that they're doing that, because nothing would be worse for them than to have
the like game wall hacks and aimbots.
And wall hacks. Stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all played The Division on PC.
No,
but when it first released, just all sorts of hacks.
I heard it was pretty bad.
It's bad, yeah, and just the game itself was rough, mm-hmm. And so they're making sure they don't pull one of those numbers, and I think that's good. And to be honest, like, I don't think not being able to cap in with game capture is a huge deal. Like, you can just use window capture. There's also shadow play if you have the NVIDIA, which is incredible.
Yeah,
shadow play is really good. There's a lot of options you can use with it, and a lot of people are freaking out about like 2 PC streams and 1 PC stream. I just think it's all dramatized, and it's not a big deal. Not as big a deal as people are making it out to be.
Mm-hmm.
I get for some people, they're like, you just want the most like perfectly optimized stream. Like, you want it to be as perfect as it can get. And I can get that. Maybe it's because I'm not a partnered streamer, or it's like it doesn't matter to me as much. But I would much rather have the state of the game be in a good state rather than to have a bunch of hackers, have the game not working properly, etc., etc.
Well, plus, we're talking about very specific things to the streaming community.
Exactly. It's the 1% of the 1%.
Is, yeah. And then, I mean, it's not like things can't be done. You just have to do them like a certain way as far as your setup.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we have to keep some perspective that this is one of those things that only affect the 0.01% of the player base, and the other 99.99% need to be considered. And it's way more important that the majority of their player population have a good experience than the 0.01% have to deal with.
Who can stream the game.
Yeah, a little more work, which it's not to undervalue that part of the community. It's obviously very important, and they provide a lot of PR and advertising, and bring a lot of players and keep a lot of players entertained. Like, it's super valuable. But if they cater to those folks, but then all of the player base have to deal with wall hacks and aimbots, like, that's to much more detriment. So I'm gonna play it safe and not try to talk too much about things I don't know anything about. I'm not going to try to be like, it's so easy, you can do that. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a programmer. Yeah. I'm just going to have to trust them on this. So
I think they made the right call.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll find out, huh?
We'll see. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Last, we finally had the final Bungie bounty in Destiny 1 with Versus the Stream. That took place on the 11th at 12 p.m. in Georgia. Georgia. Where they played some Clash. So that was pretty cool. I heard that was a lot of fun. Congrats if you got your Sign of Opposing Will emblem. And then we had some movies of the week. Did you guys catch any of these? Any good movies?
Yeah, I watched the first one.
I watched the first
remade
one
fan trailer. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. People are so creative, man.
Music.
They really are.
Never get sick of watching the awesome stuff people put together here.
I love the montages that are already being made in Destiny 2.
Yeah. I like it. Here's my beta montage. I'm like, dude, come on. Like,
I've never heard of that. I mean, like, I'm always down to look at some sick clips, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's just funny.
It is. It's great. It's great. Well, that's the TWAB this week. Plenty of juicy info. A couple other small items in the news that I think I can't remember if we talked about this last show because I think it came out like maybe the day after.
Yeah, I think it was after.
We saw the announcement of some
Pop-Tarts?
promos with Rockstar Energy and Pop-Tarts, of all things.
I think maybe Rockstar announcement was already out, but not the
Maybe
Pop-Tarts.
so, but the Pop-Tarts is really threw me. That was very tangential.
Name a more iconic
we have
duo.
Pop-Tarts in our house, dude.
Well,
Like,
don't get me wrong.
The kiddo loves some strawberry
We
Pop-Tarts, so
eat
I may end up with a
Pop-Tarts.
Titan box of Pop-Tarts.
It's with this combined with a few other things that we've seen this week, people are really starting to scratch their heads at the promotions that we're seeing.
I'm just wondering what firm is being hired. Please, not any of the actual development team or
I mean,
the marketing team,
assume
wherever
that-
they are in their building.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Activision heads all this stuff up.
Probably.
Yeah, so
Everybody that needs to be working on the game, please, they better be working on it.
They all work on the game.
Not
Don't worry about
Pop-Tart
this
division.
Pop-Tart life. If you buy specially marked boxes of Pop-Tarts,
Oh, here
you
we
get
go.
codes for XP boosts, similar to the Taken King promotions with Red Bull. If you buy specially marked Rockstar Energy drinks, apparently the down low on this is you'll be able to redeem 3 a week and get legendary engrams.
What?
They will
So,
be
I don't-
unique engrams.
Dude,
I'm not
I
a
still have
big
Red
fan.
Bulls sitting on my shelf unopened just because I wanted the can. Like,
Yeah, it was a cool
I'm
can.
not gonna drink this.
Yeah.
What are y'all's thoughts
Sorry,
on
Jogging. Go
XP bonus? What do you think?
I'm okay with the XP bonus stuff. Like, that doesn't bother me at all because that's just like
Yeah.
it's not like it truly gives you a leg up. Like, everybody's gonna level up pretty
No.
quick. You got to dump XP into gear, but everybody does that pretty quick too. Like, that doesn't bother me as much, like taking a little bit of the grind out. But if the legendary engrams decrypt to like current light or whatever gear, kind of treading the line there a little bit.
Yeah.
I
I think for me, it's just I personally am like, I don't really care about XP bonus. I don't think it's like broken or a bad idea. I just it doesn't cater to me. I'm like, I don't really care. I'm gonna play the game naturally. It's
Right.
Destiny. And I'm not like hungry for XP bonus.
Yeah.
But the cosmetics. Now we're talking.
Cosmetics. Yeah. Yeah. If this is like loot that you can only get from the Rockstar Energy drinks, I'm gonna be buying me some Rockstar. Okay.
I hate Rockstar.
Sorry. I'm kind of.
I don't care for it.
indifferent. Indifferent on them, but I gotta say, like, I better get. I mean, Pop-Tarts come in packs of 2 inside the box. Like, I need like the barcode on each Pop-Tart. Like,
If I gotta
don't
eat, 8 Pop-Tarts, I want a code for every one I'm eating, right?
every Pop-Tart,
not just the box. No, but you know what these are good for is when you are leveling like alts, like say you want like you make your primary character, but then you want to level up like a hunter or a titan or whatever really quick so you can go play an activity. These were kind of nice for that during the Taken King. Those were helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. And then I don't know if you guys saw, but there was like a leak of an image from Virgin Fiber, which is a UK offering that if you, it was like an image and it said something about getting a unique sparrow if you got Virgin Fiber. Like, so specific.
That is just super specific.
Yeah. And obviously we can't get that. So that's a little disappointing. So now people are like, come on, like this is getting a little bit excessive.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah. If you're into the merch, which everybody knows that listens, I'm really a fiend for Destiny branded merchandise. I've seen pictures of some of this stuff here and there, but there's finally a home for it. If you go to numskull.co.uk, that's skul.co.uk. They've got a bunch of really cool stuff. Did you guys check this out?
Yeah. There's a few
the
things
most
I want.
interesting item is a Destiny 2 ghost candle holder with scented candles.
So cool.
I've always wanted to know what Venus smells like. And
Right?
now I can.
Apparently these are great smelling
holder.
candles. There's one for each. There's like a Earth, Mars, Venus, maybe Saturn, and one other one.
Dreadnought.
I don't remember.
Dreadnought, Earth, Moon, Mars, Venus.
There you go.
And they all have the world materials on them
Yeah.
for that specific
Yeah, they're
one.
called like spin metal or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
But the
man.
coolest thing is the candle holder, which is a like exact replica of a ghost. And that's why I need this. It looks
Your
awesome.
stock base ghost.
I'm buying the
Yep.
onesie.
Dude,
Dude.
the onesie.
Yeah. The
A
one.
straight up jumpsuit. They've got a
And there's a mug.
they got
I'm
a
a big
bathrobe.
Dude, I
comic
want-
fan, so.
I want the Vice mug. I want
Yeah.
the ghost bottle opener and the ice cube tray.
Yes, dude.
Tricorn.
But
I love the traveler stress ball.
Oh yeah.
I gotta have these Destiny 2 Christmas ornaments.
Oh yeah, man.
Like-
yeah. Put that in your game
Oh
room.
my gosh,
A little
dude.
tree.
So cool. And look, most people, not a lot of people know this, but I collect fridge magnets. So anytime
Okay.
like I travel somewhere, I go to different shops and I find a fridge magnet.
We kind of get a
my
magnet
s-
too, man.
Yeah, so
my
they've
wife
got
does.
very
Destiny 2
specific.
faction
We do
fridge
that.
magnets. Like they are smart with this marketing, man. Like, because I'm gonna spend like $400 on this site. This is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I'm already doomed.
Yeah.
Oh, that and all the razor stuff.
Oh, I know. We're gonna be so broke in September, guys. Like, this is a bad thing.
My wallet is crying right now.
We're in
Help.
trouble.
I still got my old Vault of Glass Titan on pre-order on Amazon. We can't forget all that
Oh, I
stuff.
know.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well,
I'm ready for it all.
great merch, really cool stuff. If you're interested, go check it out. And I think that's all the news this week. Anything I'm not aware of that you guys caught?
I think that's it, dude.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's all.
CD3FDXRRL.
Well, let me
More and more.
toss it over to Mr. Jogging Zombies and ask you, how was your reset?
Good. I mean, no Destiny, so kind of awkward. But I've been playing a lot of different
tell you
games.
it was a Destiny podcast, right?
I'm out, so I'm just gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
hop out. No,
We told you to talk about other games.
no,
what you been playing?
I'll be getting back into it this Friday. So I would have already gotten back into it by now. Future, but I've been playing a lot of PUBG, and more recently, actually, Lawbreakers. For those of you
Nice.
that don't know, it's like a multi-directional hero first-person shooter. So it's like if Quake met Overwatch met a bag of cocaine and zero gravity. So that's what that is. It's crazy. It's really different. It's made by Cliffy B, if you guys know him. So it's good stuff. It's kind
It's
of
his
awkward.
new company, like, isn't it Boss Key
Boss
Productions?
Key,
or
yeah,
something?
he made his own company there, and
I like
he
their logo.
it's kind of awkward just
Sorry,
because no, you're fine. It's kind of awkward because this game was announced after Overwatch, so you know how that stuff goes with a new genre. One is always going to be a copycat of the other.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be comparisons of Overwatch because obviously, you know, it is a hero shooter at its core. As much as he says he doesn't want it to be compared to Overwatch, one of the advertisements was like some guy being interviewed. He's like, "It's so much better than Overwatch." I'm like, "What? Why would you put that in your advertisement?"
Right.
But no, it's really fun. It's very fast paced. It's very, very different than any game you've played. It does have that Quake kind of or Doom like speed
Yeah.
and movement.
Yeah.
The
I was
classes are
watching you play it.
entertaining.
That's definitely,
Yeah.
I was like Quake. A lot of Quake there.
Yeah, 100%. And I never played Quake. I played Doom, but yeah, I only play one class. You ever see someone who mained like a Hanzo or something? And you're like, oh my god, you have 400 hours on this character on 0 on everyone else. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Now I understand. It's called the Gunslinger, and he's got 2 guns, an Alpha and Omega. Kind of
Mhm.
neat. One's like a 3-round burst pistol. The other one is just like a pistol, and you can like charge it up and make it do more damage. And
Nice.
it's like a mixture of Tracer and McCree. Again, Overwatch references, but you can blink around. It's really cool, but it's been a lot of fun. PUBG is always interesting. First person mode, I thought I hated it, but I actually really enjoy it now. And they actually recently implemented the squad first person shooters, so always down for a laugh when I play PUBG with squads.
Yeah, man. The FPS in PUBG, super not interested. Like, I was talking with Blue about it, and he's like, "Oh, I hate it," blah blah blah. And he was telling me what he thought, and he was like, "You need to go try it." And I was like, "Nah, I know I'm not."
Well, when did you try it though?
No, I haven't even tried it. I haven't.
When did Blue try it?
I'm not gonna like it because I enjoy the way that it's built so far. And there's been times where just playing around, I've gone into first person mode, just goofing around, and I'm like, I don't like this. I'm gonna vomit. Like,
yeah, don't get in the vehicle. You will throw up everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard the back of a buggy is the worst place to be in first person.
Oh my gosh. So I tried it when it first came out on the servers, and it was the worst experience ever. And I was like, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
But I tried it once they implemented that update. It's actually really good. It's kind of a different play style because you can't look behind you.
Right.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I probably
I'll
need
just
to
say, dude,
try it just so I'm not, being like...
First person makes it less like SOCOM. So I need it to be more like SOCOM. So third person for me.
Yeah, so me and Arrow were playing some PUBG last night, and we were playing with Mr. Mayhew and Terry, who was that wasn't his first time playing, was it?
Yeah, dude. Right before we joined you, we played his first 3 games.
So Terry is apparently a PUBG prodigy because we go into like our first game, we land at Georgia Pole, and we're like running through stuff, like running through like the little warehouses, and
5 people landed.
We're 4-on-4 fighting another team, and like we all die. And Terry like picks up a gun and just wastes everybody without missing a blink. First time in the game, we're like, dude, you need to play this more because this is gonna be your jam. But we had a pretty fun time. I blacked out.
What did I do?
Yeah, we got to number 2 with one match last night. Just
it was our first time playing together. It was a blast.
It was good. So
awesome.
We're gonna play some more of that this weekend, I think.
Yes.
Anything else you get into this week so far, jogging? What else are you playing besides Lawbreakers, man?
Honestly, just those PUBG. 2, and then coming up, Dauntless, the alpha is coming up, the 18th. So I'll definitely be diving right into that. For those who don't know, Dauntless is like Monster Hunter. If you've played that, if you don't know what it is, you kill monsters. In this case, behemoths. With like your teams, it's like fighting a raid boss every encounter, and you get loot, and you use that loot to make more loot.
Nice. And
kill bigger behemoths. It's like a really bad way to put it. It's really fun. I promise.
Is it like turn-based strategy or
no? It's
it's
time?
Like third third person.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like there's multiple different weapons, different play styles. It's really fun.
Cool.
I'm really bad at explaining it, but just go look at the trailer.
I'm just trying to get a kind of a feel. I think I've watched some stuff on it, but
it's really neat.
I'll look forward to going to watch you play it. That'll be a good marker if I'm going to be interested. Yeah. Watch somebody else play it on Twitch.
And then Breath of the Wild, I might hop back into.
The way it works.
Cool, man.
Oh, so good. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, good. So I, besides some PUBG this week, I have been playing a little bit on my Hunter some more. Trying to break him in. Got Night Stalker unlocked the other night when I was streaming, so I can play some of that. But dude, I just was playing terribly because when you first are like unlocking Gunslinger, you have like no armor and recovery. And I'm used to playing like pretty much like maxed out armor on my characters, so I was just dying like constantly over and over. My teammates were like, "Yeah, you're dying a lot, dude. You like." Like, I'm trying, I can't get away, I'm just dying everywhere. Hunters are just squishy, dude. They're super squishy. I can't deal. Just can't deal.
Love it.
Yeah.
Need those one-shot weapons.
I know. Arrow, what are you playing this week, man? What do you get into?
I fit in a little bit of some Destiny, played some private matches with some of the fam,
Nice.
and of course the PUBG you mentioned. Trials just before we recorded, hoping to play a little bit more afterwards. Since I've been on last, I made sure and got my grimoire above 5,000. I went ghost hunting for just a little while.
Dude.
So
Nice.
yeah, I definitely won. I was at like 4,600, so I spent like 2 hours just getting all the Crucible ones that I never got, and then I went through a couple of the patrols
There
and
you go.
picked up some. I hit 5,005, and I'm like done.
Did you got it? You got it done in time for the first.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. It was like the night or two before that. I was like, oh man, I got less time than I thought I
Gotta
did.
get that emblem, dude.
I really wanted that. I wanted that one. Like of all the emblems, I wanted the Grimoire emblem because I mean, we've played for so long and our Grimoire is so high. Like I didn't want to miss it by a few hundred, you know. But dude, and then also, so everybody, I mentioned that I got my IS Luna roll finally, like right around the live show when we did that, you know. So, dude, I got a fixer, a Lord High fixer.
You and your
a
Lord
couple
High
weeks
fixers.
ago.
Fun gun.
Rangefinder, rifled, and luck in the chamber.
Wow.
This game is giving me all the hand cannons I ever wanted. Like a month or two
Right
before
before,
Destiny 2
yep.
comes out. Like,
I
what are
still
you
haven't
doing?
gotten an acceptable Lord High fixer to drop.
Dude, and I had like a okay roll on one, and I loved it. It's just such a heavy, like, just hits like a truck hand
Feels
cannon. And I got
nice.
this roll, dude, and I'm like, yes, at least I've got a little while to goof around with
There you
it.
go.
I finally got the NLB on PlayStation after waiting for forever. It's funny because the
Nice.
one weekend I was out of town was when he sold it, and I was just so upset.
Devastated.
Yeah,
Devastated.
that's the way it works, man.
Yep.
That's the way it
Finally
works.
got it like a month and a half, 2 months ago.
That's good.
Yep.
Well, sounds like a pretty uneventful reset in Destiny, especially. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on last week. Of course, we had the last Iron Banner. That was fun. Jumped into some of that. And this week, we've got the last weekend of Trials. After that, guys, I mean, the next few weeks are going to be pretty quiet.
We're in that time frame, man. It's time to squeeze in some of those other games, like 100%.
Yeah, I've got.
We're getting close.
I think I've got like.
Yep.
I've got to finish. Here's my roster in the next 3 weeks. Got to finish Mass Effect Andromeda, Deus Ex not Human Revolution, the second one. Can't remember the subtitle. Got to finish Shadow of Mordor, which I have like one mission left to 100% that game. What else did I have to finish? There's something else. So I've got like all the single player stuff I need to wrap up. So I'm going to be doing that over the next couple of weeks.
I have so many on my shelf we've talked about. I'm gonna try and get through Uncharted 4. I really want to beat that because I haven't played it. I beat all the others, and I actually, after seeing the No Man's Sky update today, I actually made us leave some of the others on the shelf and goof around on that game.
Did
for a
you
minute.
see my tweet earlier?
So
What'd you say?
I feel really bad for it. I think I saw Gathalion playing it, and I feel bad, but I was like, I basically just said, as someone who played Destiny well after the not so great launch, I feel like I should at least give No Man's Sky a chance because of the new patch. And I was like, but I can't. I just can't. I can't get myself to do it. It was one of those games where I had such high expectations, and then it just made me sad.
Some things, if it
But
leaves a
it
sour
looks
taste in your mouth, it's hard to win it back, you know?
And I get that's why a lot of people left Destiny on its like release. I get it.
Yeah.
But the core gameplay of Destiny was enough to keep me around.
Right.
And I don't regret it at all, obviously. But like for the Division, I've heard it's had great improvements, but it's like the gameplay alone was not enough to keep me there.
Yeah.
But
yes.
same thing.
There's
with
just
No
so
Man's
many
Sky.
games, dude. We've talked about it. Games are so large. It's just, and then when you've got a consistent game you play like Destiny, it's just hard to squeeze anything else in.
Yeah.
It's better to just put your time into one game that you really enjoy, you know, than to try to play them all.
Well, with the way that they make games now, they're so much more expansive. You can put so much more time into games. So if something really doesn't scratch the itch the way that you want, then it's like, why go back? Like, I know where I can have fun.
Yeah.
Like the Division, if I enjoyed the mechanics, I probably would have came back and played that some more. But I played the beta.
Me too.
Didn't really like the mechanics that much. Like, it just wasn't doing it for me. And so I was like, nah, even if it plays great, like I know that it's not going to be my favorite. So why waste my time? You know?
I just hope there's not a lot of games that we like, great games that we miss. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know, we're still having good experiences with the games we're playing.
It can happen.
You know, it's like I still haven't finished Horizon. I'm like not even halfway through that game, man. Yeah.
Well, the good thing with stuff like
like
that is like that you can always come back to it. Like even 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah.
Like one game
Yeah.
I saw somebody talking about the other day was Alien Isolation that I really wanted to play. And it's been like a couple of years now, but I want to go back and pick it up. And I always will be able to, at least with single player experiences, like they don't sunset to an extent, you know? So you can always come back when you've got the time and pick them up.
With Horizon Zero Dawn, I was loving that game, and then Zelda came out.
Oh man.
And I just couldn't put the game down after that. Zelda, it was an incredible experience, and they were too similar.
Yeah, I'm playing. I played it quite a bit, and I'm not. I haven't even. That's another game. Like I could play it for hours, but I'll pop in Destiny just because I enjoy Destiny so much. And at some point, like I've got to finish Zelda. Like it's Zelda, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one. I'm afraid to try to crack open because
you will get lost.
Yeah. Don't have the time for it. I'll get a Switch some point this year. I keep saying that. You probably have to wait till the winter.
Wait till more games are released for it.
Yeah.
Metroid though. Ooh.
Yeah, Metroid would be one I would definitely pick it up for. And then I saw there's a picture went up, I think, on Twitter. The CEO of Chucklefish, which is the studio that's porting Stardew Valley, like they're the publisher.
Oh yeah.
They had a build up on the Switch, which Stardew Valley, they had promised multiplayer to come this summer, but they recently put up a post and talked about how there's some difficulty with it. So it's probably going to be like early 2018, but multiplayer for that game is supposed to come to the Switch first. So I will definitely have one for that by the time that comes out, because I just want to farm with my boys, with my homies. Just want to like plant crops and cave dive with my dudes. It'd be so much fun.
We're true gamers.
Cave diving with the boys.
Yo, boys, let's crack open a cold one and go to the caves. All right, well, I think it's time we get into some Dirt Fam discourse before we run out of time here.
Me some Dirt Fam discourse.
Yeah, we got some good stuff. You guys are keeping it flowing with all the speak pipes and emails and stuff. Thanks, and keep it coming.
So much.
Yeah. What do we got first up here, Arrow?
We got a speak pipe from Sin.
CYN.
He got some shout outs for us. Let's take a listen.
Hello, Guardians. My name is Sin. I wanted to take this time to give a few shout outs. I've been actually meaning to do this for a little while now, and had some time I would put this together and send it to you all. First two shout outs I wanted to give to November Zero for recommending the Derp Fam a few months back, and for Kingle423 for getting me into Destiny about a year and a half ago now. I really appreciate both of you. The next few shout outs I wanted to give were for some Guardians that I met in the Derp Fam that have helped me, obviously with some raids and some other things inside of Destiny. Those members are Rusher3751, Irish Lizard 44, Chris 514, Drafty 974, Trey Mindus, White Dusk, Piper vs. Piper, and McKingsley. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody, but I really appreciate everybody's support and help in Destiny so far. Next two shout-outs I wanted to give for Hinnen. He took me into his Discord recently and has helped me with a few things in my setup for streaming. And then Cyborg and AER0KNIGHT for putting the Derp Fam together and giving us great content week after week with the podcast. Again, I really appreciate everybody, and I look forward to more great times here in the future with Destiny Reset Podcast. Thank you all.
All right. Well, thanks for the speak pipe, man. And was a bunch of shout outs. We love shout outs, so we appreciate all the love. Next up, we've got a speak pipe from the Rick Moranis. I don't really think it's the Rick Moranis, but that's his game tag. So let's take a listen.
Hello, Arrow and Cyborg. And if there's a guest listening in, thank you for listening as well. My name is Jason, and I'm a recent derp listener, probably within the last calendar year, I would say. I'm a beta guardian, and since I started playing the game, I looked for a couple podcasts, and then as my love for the game grew and grew, I looked for more and more podcasts. And then, so I'm sorry to say that I didn't discover you guys until this year, but I love it. You guys, your discussions are fantastic. I found myself like nodding my head, going, yeah, that's right. When I'm driving or when I'm mowing the lawn. So thank you for making those times very endurable. So my question today is, I'd love to hear some tips about podcasting from you guys. I would actually love to start a Destiny podcast with my friends. We're not known, we're not streamers or anything, but we have been playing since launch, and we talk about it all the time. We see each other all the time, which is even better, I think. But I would just love to have any tips. I know there's times have been hard doing 100+ episodes. What encouragement or even discouragement do you have for doing this? Is Destiny 2 the launch of a new game? Is that a good time to even, have a podcast? One of my friends has done a podcast before, so he kind of knows the equipment. But any tips you can give, we would love to hear. So thank you guys for listening.
Rick, thank you so much for the speak pipe. We love this question because we still really don't know what we're doing. Right, Cyborg? I don't know. We
figure it out all
have
the time, man. Like,
we have locked down our process,
yeah.
I guess we could say that. But I mean, as far as like encouragement, and I think he mentions like, pros and cons. I mean, what do you think, man? Like, what's if we had to pick a few things, if we were starting a fresh podcast?
If I was going to start this all over again, I would say make sure, and this is like a good experience I think we've had, if you're going to have co-hosts and stuff, like make sure you get to know them really well and make sure that they're ready to make a commitment, because doing a show, like it's honestly, it's a lot of work, like to do it week in and week out. So you got to kind of know what you're getting into, like that, because consistency is super important in a podcast. Mm-hmm. You got to, if it's going to be weekly or bi-weekly or every 2 days, however often you want to release, once you get people listening, like they expect you to be there every week. So you've got to be super disciplined and committed to doing it, even when it can be hard because life might get in the way, or it could be that you miss, a night of playing games that night to do the podcast, like whatever it might mean for you. You've got to really be able to have fun with it, and for it to be something that you love to do in order to be that consistent. So those are things to think about if you're going to get into this type of content creation. There's some work involved for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we basically probably would be playing Destiny if we weren't talking about
Absolutely.
Destiny. So
yeah.
But yeah, you're spot on. I mean, it's and it's a creative outlet. I mean, if you're looking for something like that, that's kind of something that it does for Cyborg and I. Mm-hmm. So, as far as all the technical stuff goes, like just Google and YouTube it. I mean, once there's stuff out there on how to get it to, your RSS feed to iTunes and stuff like that. If you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate to ask, but Google search, YouTube that stuff. And it's not as daunting or scary as it seems. And the timing too, I mean, Destiny 2 launching, I mean, you asked about the timing. It's a good time.
Maybe a little bit before. You're going to get some hits.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit before D2, so you're kind of, you get the flow of things. Yeah, what you were saying though, it's so easy nowadays to learn pretty much anything and pick it up.
Yeah.
Google is your friend. Don't be afraid of like technological like mishaps. Also, with anything, especially like stuff like this, I know for streaming, it's like if you're passionate about it, and you want to do it, just jump right in. Like, obviously learn as you go, but make sure you look up enough to kind of get the grasp of it as soon as you start. But just kind of hop in, and that's what I did with my stream, and that's how a lot of people do their stuff. Is if you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
Be a man of action.
Yeah.
And stay committed.
Dude, that's the best advice I think you gave right there. Just do it. You can think about it, you can talk about it, and
just dive in.
You could do that for 2 years and never anything will happen. You just got to dive in and make it happen. Best technical tip though, sound quality is important. It's not the most important thing. But get like a decent entry level mic. Like for less than $100, you can get something that will help you sound good. Like a Blue Snowball is a great place to start. And
Samson Media.
Yeah, that's something that we use those for a long time.
Out there.
They sound pretty decent you can get one for $60.
$60, yeah.
Oh wow.
But make sure the recording space that you're in is not too echoey. That's something that I struggled with like early on in the show, was trying to have a good recording space, and I figured out the acoustics of the room I was in and how to manipulate that to my advantage. But especially in a podcast, if your voice track sounds really hollow, like you're in a tunnel or a cave, that can be really like mentally exhausting for people to listen to. So record in your closet if you need to. Like these are all things that you might have to do and figure out. But I would say technically pay attention to those things. They can make a big difference.
Cyborg is recording right underneath his living room table.
I'm literally under the bed right
now. He sends me a picture every time.
Ready for the podcast.
JK. All right. I think we got like another email here. Let me see. This is one we held on to for a few weeks, and we're sorry it took us so long to fit you in here, buddy. But from Absolute Zero, subject salutations and what's shaking. He writes, "It's been some time since I last wrote in, so I figured I'd give my 2 cents on the new Arc Strider subclass we are all enjoying. I've been playing Arc Strider non-stop since I've launched this ship out to the ocean, and I must say that at first I thought the subclass would be fairly weak overall in PvE, but my, oh my, was I very, very, very wrong. The staff seems to slice through yellow-barred enemies like a pizza cutter on a delicious thin crust pizza. The whole ebb and flow of knowing when to pop it right and chain hit after hit, orb after orb is impeccable. The grenades could use a little bit faster recharge time, and I'm still not used to all this melee motion so much. We Night Stalkers are used to throwing smoke too much. Plus, finally being able to smack a boss upside the noggin without getting stomped on is amazing. Overall, it feels great and plays amazing. Bungie really knocked this Kung Fu Master Monk from Diablo 3 vibe out of the park. As for PvP, I'm really bad at it. Overall, I pretty much live in the Strike playlist, #StrikeLife. Sorry for the long email, guys. I'll make the next one short, I promise. Regards, Absolute0314 on PSN, formerly Autumn Chinook. P.S. I'm going to try to make an arc staff of my own. Let's hope it goes shockingly easy.
Haha.
Puns!
Nice.
Love
He's
him.
the starter of the #StrikeLife. We've got a few emails from Chinook. Yep.
So we talked a little bit about Arc Strider. He really focused on, how good it played in PvE, which I don't think I actually played with this too much in PvE. I think I just maybe did the Homecoming mission. But it was fun. What did you guys think?
Yeah, it was really
I
good.
didn't get any time with the Hunter, just Titan and yeah, I did not. So
I was mainly in the Crucible, but the moments that I was on, it's fun. It kind of reminds me of just like the typical like ad clearer super.
Yeah.
Like
Just run around.
I guess like you'd say reminiscent of like Stormcaller.
Yeah.
Just the subclass itself though is really fun. There's it's a part where if you do a melee and then a roll, you get your melee back. And so that part on the strike where all the little, I forget the name of them, the little dog looking things.
Yeah.
That run around.
Whatever those guys are.
There's a part where they all come out of nowhere. and I just sat there and stabbed and rolled and stabbed and rolled and stabbed and rolled and stabbed and rolled. It's so
Nice.
much fun. It's like, this is silly. It's fun. It's funny that he mentions grenade recharge time. Obviously, they have announced that. I know the writer said that he wrote this a while back, so I'm sure he's giddy with joy seeing the increased grenade.
Yep.
Oh no, that's damage though. But they globally reduced the time for supers in general. Honestly, it felt good. I didn't really pay too much attention to PvE for supers. I'm a PvP guy at heart, so that's what I was like dialed in on.
Yeah, that's fair. It's okay. Well, thanks for the email,
good,
Autumn, or Absolute Zero as you're now known. Glad to see Arc Strider getting some love. I think it's going to be a sleeping giant, so we'll see.
Sounds like it.
We got anything else this week, Arrow?
Yeah, hey, we wanted to give a shout out to Eric, ERRIK. You sent us an email roughly around the same time as Freezer Burn SpeakPipe last week, mentioning the idea of supers, starting off with supers in Crucible. We wanted to give you a shout out because you guys sent that in almost simultaneously, like you planned it.
Yeah.
So we did talk about that last week. I believe you guys did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Freezer Burns. So anyways, we just wanted to give you a shout out. I wanted to say myself, I read this email and heard Freezer Burn SpeakPipe, and I was like, I could get down on that idea.
You like it?
I heard you guys talking about last week. I was surprised, Cyborg, that you weren't sure about it, but I think my initial thought was like, man, people will just spam them at the beginning, so maybe they'll get another one. But I don't know if they would. Like, there would always be that thought of like, maybe I should hold on to it if I start with it. Like, hold on to it, and then if I hold on to it very long, I'm not going to get it again. So I don't know. I think it's something to consider. I really kind of like it. I like the idea.
What do you think, Jogging, if players started off in the Crucible with their super already charged?
So they'd be getting it back, correct?
Yeah, they could get it again.
Like if they use it
after you use it.
But the feedback is the slowed supers. So like the idea is that if you held on to it too long, you probably wouldn't get it back, you know?
Interesting.
So anyways,
what do you think? I think if it was implemented in a different playlist, absolutely. Obviously, I wouldn't want it to be mainstreamed like the traditional way every Crucible match was played.
That
but
was my thought too.
Yeah,
that's a good point. You know, I guess I'm like instantly going. It's like Trials. I instantly thought about Countdown. That was it. Yeah. So that's a really good point. Like, I'm not broadening my playlist. Like Countdown, I think it would be excellent. Now, I think you guys are spot on with something like some of the other game modes. It kind of doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I think it could fit well into its own playlist. And honestly, this brings up a topic of discussion where I would like to see even more playlists and game types implemented. Like, I don't know. I don't know how SWAT would be in this game. I feel like it'd be kind of lame with the supers, but just like, there's so many different games. And then of course it makes me sad that there's not going to be Rumble.
I know.
Bad.
Oh, Rumble, yeah.
But, I really do like.
We'll see a return.
I like the idea of more emphasis of a tactical super, just because the game already makes it to where you want to be tactical with your super to begin with.
Yeah.
With Destiny 2 now, so it's cool. I like the idea. Definitely thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
I think it would work in a different playlist.
Yeah, if they could build that idea into a specific game type that would, build on that concept somehow. I had mentioned last week, not so much mayhem to where it's like extreme, but if they were to do something that was a fun playlist or fun game type that would then add that modicum of strategy with, starting off with all your abilities or starting off with your super, I think it could be a fun thing to play around with. So
I do think you would almost always see at least one person on each team pop a super in the beginning of the game. Like almost always.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least one
Very
person.
likely.
At least one person.
Very likely.
But I don't know.
I don't know. I think, and that's a good point, but I think that game mode is Countdown. I think it possibly could be cool in Countdown.
It could be.
Really? I feel like that's the place I would hate to see it, in my opinion.
Yeah, see, Like if you don't have an excellent game in Countdown, you don't get your super until we talked about this already several times, but I mean, it's very much towards the end of the game, and you may not even get it. There were games I ended even on a decent game, and Countdown? I got it right at the end. Yeah, in Countdown.
Really? I feel like for quick play, for Control, it was harder to get a super than in Countdown, but that's just what I saw.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I think Countdown could be neat, but I played one Control match, so I can't. I think I played maybe 2 or 3, but I spent so much time in Countdown. And I'm talking about running around with my shotgun and stuff, getting one super. So I don't know. It's a thought.
Well, obviously an interesting idea. Thanks, Eric, for the email.
Plenty to
obviously
talk about.
It's in several people's heads. That this could be a thing. So maybe we'll see this come out eventually, but I don't know. I wouldn't hold our breath. This is not a idea that Bungie's ever done, so I'm not sure if they would buy into it. I don't know. It's risky. It's a risky move.
Yeah, it's very risky.
It's a big change.
All right. Well, thanks for all the Dirt Fam discourse. If you would like your chance to sound off, send us an email at not the website, at destinyresetpodcast@gmail.com. That's our email. I'm out of practice, guys. And then you can leave us a SpeakPipe at speakpipe.com/destinyreset if you'd like to communicate via voice. And most of the time we fit most of them onto the show. So send us one of those, and we'd love to hear from you.
RVVYVJ6A3. You know what it's time for.
Is it patron time?
Dirt Fan patron shout outs.
Man.
Fluffy Fingers MD.
Oh, Fluffy,
thanks
for
so much for
us,
becoming
buddy.
a Dirt Fan patron. Appreciate it. And we've got to give a big shout out, not any more important than any of the other shout outs on the show, but the Godfather 808. He became a patron a good ways back, a month in, not too long after we launched it. And we had a little hiccup in some messaging, and he brought it to our attention that we hadn't added him to the site yet. So, dude, sorry, you're on there now, and thank you so much for being a Dirt Fan patron.
So if you're not familiar, patreon.com/destinyreset is a place where you can go if you would like to support us financially. For as little as $1 a month, you can make a big difference in our production budget. Money from Patreon goes to things like fees for hosting the website, just all the little expenses that add up to produce the show. And also we use some of that money to give back to the community occasionally with little giveaways and stuff like that too. So we appreciate your support as we build our budget. And
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And what do people get if they become a patron, Arrow?
If you become a Dirt Fan patron, you get a shout out on the show. You get a spot on our website in our Dirt Fan patrons section. And you also will get a Dirt Fam Twitter banner that is in the works. We're working on something behind the scenes.
Yep.
So it will happen, but give us just a little bit of time.
Yep. And then also we're working on a non-Destiny related show just about nerd culture, gaming, life, etc. that we'll be doing about every quarter or so that you will get to hear first. If you're a patron, we'll put it up before we publish it to the world. Exclusive.
Xbox exclusive.
Oh my gosh.
Even though it's not exclusive.
That's right.
We wanted to mention too, when you guys become a Dirt Fan patron, we're going to shoot you a message to be certain we get your exact gamer tag for the website.
Yeah, we don't want to put your full
name
in case of things.
Yes. So check your messages if you've become a Dirt Fan patron already, and or if you do in the future, and just shoot us your gamer tag. We probably already sent you a message.
If you didn't get a shout out, that's probably why.
Yes. And then we also, just a quick, Patreon's a cool thing. It is something that is kind of set up on a monthly basis, but if you are somebody that does want to support us, but maybe aren't able to monthly like that, we do have just a single support PayPal option on our website now. So if any of you are feeling that's more something you would like to do, thank you in advance. We just wanted to let you know that is there.
There you go.
We appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
It's time to wrap this thing up, guys. We got to go play some games tonight.
Absolutely.
We
All right.
do. We've already went, half
Yeah.
an hour longer than we said, like we do.
Jogging, where
Oops.
can people find you, man?
You can find me on the World Wide Web at twitter.com/joggingzombies, and more importantly, twitch.tv/joggingzombies. Watch me play video games very poorly. More importantly, come hang out, talk and
Have a
chat,
good time.
talk about anything and everything. Watch some goober on the internet play video games, and we can chill.
Yep. And you're an affiliated streamer as well, right?
That is right.
Yep. So you can drop this
I'm
guy
also-
a sub or some biddies.
Before my streamer friends attack me, yes, I was the community focus. It had to
Yeah.
be said. That was a thing.
That's exciting, man.
You can see
Yeah.
that. That
It
was
was
just like
cool.
a few
It
weeks
was
ago.
100%
Month
luck.
ago. Well, you
No,
got
it was a really
noticed.
cool
That's cool,
opportunity.
though, man.
Yeah,
It's really
no,
cool.
definitely.
Yeah.
Cosmo reached out to me. Very kind guy. Incredibly humbled by it. The fact that my name is permanently on Bungie's website.
I know, isn't that
is
fun?
just
It's pretty cool.
so crazy. Yeah, but
Absolutely.
I had to throw that in there because my friends are awful friends. So
They'll kill you if you didn't.
No, we're glad you did, dude. That's
All
awesome.
right, Air Knight, where can people find you, man?
You can find me on Twitter at the Arrow Knight and YouTube and Twitch Arrow Knight
With a 0.
What about you, dude? With a 0.
All right, you can find me at CyborgSasquatch on the Twitter and also on twitch.tv/CyborgSasquatch. Come on by. I'm
Affiliate.
streaming Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturday evenings. You can come hang out. Probably playing
Excellent.
some games.
PUBG.
PUBG. Let's be honest.
Destiny, PUBG, or something random. We'll see. Finally, you can find us at Destiny Reset on Twitter. Come give us a follow to keep up with all things DRP. And then if you want to find us on the web, it's www.destinyresetpodcast@gmail. Excuse me. Let me try this again. I'm confusing websites and emails today.
Hey, man, it's late, and we want to play video
It's
games.
destinyresetpodcast.com. That's your source for all things Destiny Reset, including links to subscribe to us on your podcast listening app of choice so we can be downloaded automatically every week. Be ready for you every Tuesday morning. So go click subscribe. Do we have any iTunes reviews this week, Aaron Knight?
We do. We have a few. Shout out to Mike Wick, Fluffy Fingers MD. Once again, thank you so much, guys. And TFA Duke, thank you for the review. I think it was 4 out of 5. He mentioned, we got to bring this up because we need a little more info. He mentioned close to the end of every show, there's a loud, annoying noise. We ask, Duke, if you're listening, can you tweet at us, Destiny Reset, give us a little bit more info? Because we're not sure.
Yeah, if he's being
We
facetious
need
and he just doesn't like our outros, that's fair.
Yes.
But if you're hearing
Maybe
a
that's
weird
all it
audio
is.
thing, we need some more
We
info,
really wanna
so hit
know.
us up.
Does anybody else
Yep.
hear this? If you're just trolling us, we enjoy
We appreciate
that.
that. That's
So-
completely fair. But thanks for the
Yes.
iTunes reviews. If you listen to us on iTunes, please be kind and leave us a review. We appreciate all the
Thank you.
15.
Dude, like
100
120. I
Oh,
think we're
nice.
120 now.
All those reviews are
Nice.
awesome. They help us get heard and seen by more people on iTunes. So we appreciate that so much.
That's excellent. Jogging, thanks for joining us, dude.
course.
Finally.
Thank
Got
you for
on.
having me, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate
You're always
it.
welcome.
it's great
It
to
was a
sit
great
and
time,
talk
yeah.
with you and get to know you a little better, man.
Yeah,
All right.
glad to be here. And like I said, a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
for
look
sure.
forward to playing with you in Destiny 2, man.
Absolutely.
It's so soon. So soon. All right, guys. Until next week, have fun playing Destiny and take care, Guardians.
Arrow. Cyborg. Guys, I'm coming in. You guys didn't tell me when you wanted to record, so I figured I would... Is this where I'm supposed to be? Guys? Okay, you didn't need to shut the lights off.